You know,
Are you?
You know, James has one of those now.
Yeah, this one. It's for, especially for that kind of stuff where you need to be really up high and over everybody, and that's an actual stable one, so you don't drop your $2,000 camera.
I think you could put a Barrett back on. No, I think you could. Like even
if the base was
the feet on it turn over and it has spikes.
Well, if you had the spikes, maybe, but those Barrett rifles are super heavy.
Fuck that! Put them all deuce on that thing.
I'd mount that upside down on my helicopter so I could have my gyro stabilized GoPro.
That would be cool.
You know, you can buy for under $2,000 now. I mean, a good one for under $2,000.
Gyro stabilized.
It's a quadcopter.
Oh yeah.
Quad drone. It's a good sized drone. Fucking flies up. When the batteries go low, it returns to where it took off from through GPS. Has a gyro stabilized fucking GoPro mount, and you can fucking fly it. That's how they're filming all
I could have it follow me around.
Hey, I got a Facebook page. You need to like it. You'll like it. It's this kid. He's like 12 years old now.
Oh, he will like it.
Mountain bike kid, BMX kid. You know Pink Bike and MTBR Mountain Bike Review. Anytime I'm looking to buy a mountain bike, especially high end, I get it off Pink Bike. That's where the last 3 bikes we got came from. All my S-Work, Specialized stuff, all that shit. And anyways, I saw a link somebody had posted. Said, hey, check out this kid's video. He's supposed to go to school. And he films this video on the way to school. And he's got one of those little fucking push bikes that doesn't have pedals. But he's at the fucking BMX park. He's in the fucking pole. He's in the pool. And he's on fucking pump tracks. And so he's got a link to this video on his Facebook page. So I start looking at this kid's page. He's like 12 now. And he's riding with all these pros. Well, they just filmed a bunch of new mountain bike videos. Like fucking high-end mountain bike videos. And the shit they're doing is fucking insane.
Yeah,
just compared to what they were doing 5 years ago.
Yeah. Watching mountain bike videos
like Hell Track. Like they made this track years ago called Hell Track. And dude, it had a fucking drop-in. Like, it looked like a fucking roller coaster. The drop-in for this thing. It was nuts. And they're doing shit that fucking surpassed. So they made Hell Track, filmed on it for 5 days, and then fucking bulldozed it. Hell Track was gone.
Oh wow.
And the shit they're doing now. But I'll send you a link to it. You'll like it.
Cool.
And it's got good music to it. It's awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say free ride videos and mountain bike videos always have good music.
You'll know Lance watched it because he'll be really fucking hurt when he comes to work the week after that.
Hey,
guess what I tried, guys?
I'll set up. I had at my old house. I had me and my buddies. We all called it the Gates of Hades. A little track I set up. I lived on a hill, so I had a little bit of a driveway.
So it was mostly uphill, and it had some really big jumps.
Well, no, I had a driveway that would probably had about a 10-foot run.
All of it.
And then we'd set a center block with a 2x4 on it, and you and sometimes if you weren't careful though, and you had that 2x4 too far up on the block, your tire would hit that, and it'd fucking come up and slap you in the back of the head.
We used to do it in Terrasana, where Cody,
just 3 years ago,
where Cody was riding in front of Mom's house. When the only time he crashed, and he was jumping, boom, 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 jumping these jumps out in the road we'd made, and he never crashed. He's coming back down to put the bike away. And just fucking, he's moving like 2 miles an hour, falls over, and his helmet fucking puts a dent in the side of the Yukon under the door. That's where he crashed. Well, we were jumping over trash cans, 35, 40-gallon trash cans out there, and we did it every day, fucking thousands of times. And somebody put a bunch of snails in between. You had a trash can here that you jump over 3, 4 trash cans. Well, we'd taken the trash cans out and somebody put a bunch of snails down there.
Like little.
The one time I fucking live snails. The one time I crashed, it had nothing to do with the snails there, but the one time I crashed and fucked up the worst, there were snails all under there.
Looks like he landed in snot, gray snot.
Yeah, I used to. I went to this mountain bike track in Oklahoma City, or outside of Oklahoma City one time. I was traveling through and had my bikes with me, and I found it on, on Google or whatever. And I was actually heading down to Texas to go do some riding, and. So they have a little terrain. I did a couple laps in the cross-country section and whatnot, and they had a little terrain park, and they had some good lines and skinnies, and they had this one that was...
Yeah, that should be like for snow.
Yeah. They had this one that was probably, 6 to 8 feet off the ground, and probably 20 to 25 feet across.
You realize 6 to 8 feet off the ground.
It's
a
2-foot difference.
It's a long ways to fall.
Exactly. So, I'm like, fuck it, I can do this. And it's a log. And it's got the top shape flat or whatever, and hatch with the chainsaw, you know. So I'm like, I can do this. And so I got my pedals. I got them on clips, so if I have to bail real quick, I can.
Shit, you shouldn't even have fucking clip-in pedals on a bike in a place like that.
So I'm going across it, and I'm like a fucking boss. I was like, yeah, and there's a couple guys there, and they're like, damn,
What are you
good
talking
job.
about? North Shore shit, like fucking elevator
Like a tree, it was this terrain park thing, a skinny, a line, and I went across it, and there's these guys, and they're like, damn, good job, man. I was like, yeah, I've never done this before. I said, yeah, I got my camera. You guys mind taking a picture? And I tried it 3 more times. Fucking made it maybe 5 feet off of the starting edge every time I had to bail. And
tell the story. Is that the end of the story?
Yeah.
Okay, tell the story about the kid.
Oh, the retaining wall. Okay, so this is after brain injury and whatnot. And, I had this. I ordered these DVDs like Fluid Ride Like a Pro.
That's what I'm talking about.
And
that's what's going to happen when you watch these new.
Right, exactly. And I got into mountain bike racing for a little bit and whatnot, and had a good time with it. But I was riding around in Spearfish, South Dakota. And
mountain bike racing sounds really cool until you have to go and ride 14 miles.
Yeah, it's a fucking workout.
I love mountain biking for about 30 minutes.
Oh, no, I like that. I just don't like doing that fast. I don't want to go as fast as I can through the whole track. I want to be able to enjoy it and get off and take pictures.
Well, I don't want to have to pedal like
pump track.
Or downhill.
No, I don't want to have to go fast either. I just want.
I don't want to go down. I want reverse.
I want like about 12 miles of gradual downhill. I want enough downhill to fucking just have to pedal a little bit before you jump up the overhill.
Well, there's this. It was down at the park in Spearfish there.
I think that's why they got motorcycles,
fish hatch,
dirt bikes and shit. Okay.
And they got this. There's this retaining wall by the fish hatchery, and I was getting pretty good at doing drops and stuff and everything else. And I was just kind of leisurely riding through the park, screwing off. And there's this kid out there, and he's staring at this retaining wall. He's got his helmet on and everything, you know. And he keeps looking at him like, "Can you jump off that thing?" He's like, "No way," you know. I'm like, "Let me show you how it's done." He didn't say anything. He's just sitting there staring at me. So I ride around and come up there and pedaling and boom, too early.
I was like,
so I raise that front wheel up, and my back wheel's still on the ground, and my front wheel still starts going down like that way. I go blood over tea kettle, and I'm on the ground with my bike on top of me and stuff.
That's awesome.
And that kid's sitting there looking at me. He goes, "You should probably get a helmet," and just rides off. I'm like, lesson learned. Okay,
that's awesome.
Good deal.
That kid was like, he left that night and he was like, "Guys, you'll never believe what I saw today."
Right.
Some dude tried to show me up. It didn't work out.
One of the few things I miss about San Diego is the mountain biking out there, and I miss Matt Chartel, who I used to ride with a lot. And I hadn't ridden in years. Got a bike and we went riding. And we had a track we used to ride out on the backside of like Camp Elliott, back into Terrasana. And it was a park. We used to ride dirt bikes and shit. And as a kid, you'd go out there. And sometimes the sheriff would come out in Astria, that's their helicopter, and he'd blow motherfuckers over. And it was always fun to go out there because the shore patrol from Miramar on that back side used to patrol way back out in there. So we'd get out there and get them to chase us. And that was the most fun, just getting chased by these dudes. So they closed it off and had rangers and shit, and it was impossible to ride out there. The first Krusty Demons part of it was filmed out there. But years later, you could go out there and just mountain bike. So we'd mountain bike. And Matt was riding all the time. I hadn't ridden in fucking years, been off a bike. And we go out riding. And there's a big, huge, off the 52, there's a huge fucking climb. And it seems like it's never going to end. And we rode it, and I got almost all the way to the top. And I was right there with Matt. I'm like, "I'm doing fucking pretty good, man. You've been riding all this time. All this time, and I'm fucking right here with you." And then he reminded me he's on a fucking single. Not only a single, but a fixed single.
A hardtail? Yeah.
No, a fucking fixed gear. There's no freewheel on it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like a unicycle.
So he's got to pedal the whole time. Oh, man.
It's funny because a lot of the good mountain bikers ride those things.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to many mountain bike trail here in Tennessee.
I guarantee you,
and that's what people want. That's what they ride. Because they get so much torque out of them, you don't lose anything, but you have to work hard.
Yeah.
I'm all about those gears when I'm mountain biking.
I'd like to go ride Bulldog outside of Sturgis, man. That's a good trail. It's a Centennial Trail.
Honestly, in Tennessee, the Chickasaw Trace isn't bad. Lock 4 is really fun. You've got Hamilton Creek. It's a little harder.
Jakey Bay's got it out there in fucking land between the lakes.
Yeah, see, I know there's a couple out there I've never been.
See, like Bulldog is just right outside of Sturgis, and so you could go hit it like in the evening after work or whatever. Mm-hmm. But you go up there and park, and you got about a mile, 3/4 of a mile to a mile of uphill at first, and it's a lot of hike and bike right there at the front. But then when you get to the top, it's just fucking single track for about 8 miles downhill. Yeah. And it's just.
It's cool if nice. Climbs aren't fun, but they always pay off.
Oh, yeah.
You get fun stuff after the climb.
Yeah, I mean you get a good ride all the way back down into town like that.
That's Chickasaw. It's down there in Murray County where I'm from, and it's only a 9.5 mile, 9.8 mile track, but it's rocky, and so you get like at the beginning there's a lot of like. The rock shelves, like where there's a creek, I guess, and it's like shelf. And like you can see the parts where it's been rolled over, so you can find the lines. Like it's sort of technical. And then they built in jumps, and they built in big log jams that have like where you ride over them, like up planks and come up on top and stuff. But then the backside of it's just a lot of chert and roots. But it's a climb, and it spirals up this hill, and then down from there, it's like there's a good bit of downhill. It's fun, man.
You can ride Dirty Tits and Stink Weasel too. You can go ride that.
Dirty Tits and Stink Weasel. I'm not sure what you're riding there. I don't know if I'm game.
Those are the 2 tracks you're going to build out at the property.
Oh, okay.
As soon as you go out there and build them, that's
Fuck
what
yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Fuck yeah. I'll tell you what's a hell of a sport, and you gotta be a very conditioned athlete to do. Fucking cyclocross.
Yeah.
What is
cyclocross? My boy Barbo and I, he lives in Colorado.
Barbosa?
Yep. We're out there and went to the cyclocross national championships in Boulder. And
competing or just watching?
Watching. Oh, I'm not fucking competing.
It's dangerous enough just to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, these guys are. And Boulder has an awesome public bike park. A lot of trails, a lot of jumps. I mean, they got a terrain park. It's tits. And but the cyclocross, man. Those guys, you need to watch it. You want to talk about some endurance, fucking condition stuff. Because, I mean, there's areas where you got to pick the bike up and carry it upstairs and stuff. And there's some guys who'll just fucking bunny hop it up the stairs and everything and just all sorts of crazy
Watching
crap.
a skilled person on a mountain bike, it's like...
You know who can ride real well?
Who's that?
Fucking Jeremy Horton.
Horton. I was wondering. I heard that.
Good.
I don't know if he still has them.
He has a nice bike, too.
See, he looks like a BMXer from back in the day.
I got one. Well, he spent a lot of time in fucking Washington.
Okay.
A lot of time.
And there's a bunch of mountain biking there. A whole bunch.
He built some jumps out at the place where he worked.
I heard
his property. And I go out there. I'm like, you're not jumping this on that. Like, it looks like a fucking
dirt bike
jump. They're just not spread out enough. So he had, I don't remember who it was. It wasn't, I want to say Bushcraft Range Fest, but it wasn't Brian. Brian didn't do it. Some dude comes down, I think he lived in Canada, one of Jeremy's real good customers' friend. Dude comes down, never fucking ridden before. He's watching Jeremy hit this thing, and Jeremy's just flipping up over from, doubles and tabletops and shit. He's like, I can do that. Dude gets on Jeremy's bike, comes tearing into this motherfucker. And just like keeps going and going and going, and fucking overshoots that motherfucker and just crumples up.
Oh man,
nothing worse than getting
okay.
wadded up.
He was all fucking tore up and shit. He didn't know bones sticking out.
Yeah. The first time I got wadded real bad, I didn't even want to move.
I'll tell you.
I was like, I just laid there. I was like, I don't know how bad it's like. It could be bad. I don't know if it's bad or not. Maybe I shouldn't move.
In 2009, I went to Sol Vista. I think I told you before. In Colorado, it's a ski resort.
Colorado has everything outdoors.
Yeah, and they had their the mountain bike national championship shit there, and they had some fucking jumps, some huge doubles. I'm talking like guys clearing this building on fucking and having like 3 of those in a row.
I can't imagine doing that on a self, like something you're powering and have to be under control of.
Yeah.
Dude, no way. Like I respect the shit out of people that do, like all the BMX dudes, all the X Games dudes. Like you gotta have some big balls to do that shit. Like you be really confident in what you're doing because
I'm really unstable in the air. The bike, because like most of my bikes are too light.
You dude. It's I don't know how they.
Yeah, but if you were doing that, you're gonna have a fucking 50-pound bike.
Yeah, I got one of Jeremy's. It's fucking 40-ish.
Yeah.
You guys got a downhill bike.
Yeah, like, you know, I think
It's
back
got
in
the same-
the
I got the
giant
same
anthems
forks.
and stuff.
That Santa Cruz, I got the same forks on 2 of my little dirt bikes. That thing has.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how high end that stuff goes on those big mountain bikes that can do that stuff.
Hell yeah. Well, I was sitting up, they had these 3 long doubles just in a row, boom, boom, boom. And I mean, these, seriously, like on each one of them, you're clearing this building on each one. And I sat up right at the beginning of the third, or kind of in the middle, so I could see all 3, and I was taking pictures and stuff, and then catch them right there. And man, some of those guys, that first one, that second one, come to that third one, and just lay that shit down, and you're like, no. And they'd fucking take the other route. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was some hairy stuff. I rode just the cross country course, which was, covered a little bit of the, but not big jumps and downhills like that, and it was fucking hairy. And I've got a bigger front disc brake and everything else. I mean,
What makes you look at that shit and think,
That'll be good.
like, how do you test? Because you're gonna die if you fuck that up. Like, how do you test that?
That's the thing is, like, you watch those guys and like when you wreck at that level, you don't like get like, oh
Like,
man,
yeah,
I rolled my ankle.
Permanently fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't roll my ankle. No, you fucking snapped both ankles together.
Well, and a lot of that shit too, in the single track areas in there, you hear about people dying all the time skiing from hitting trees. And these motherfuckers are blowing through these trees and hitting the curves.
I like watching the downhill competitions and
like the slalom doubles
yeah,
and stuff.
and it's over like rocks, like as big as that trash can rocks all stacked together. I'm like, what? What's supposed to break your fall when you fall off there at 40 miles an hour?
You don't want to fucking hike down it. What made them think they could fucking ride down that?
And the thing is, they do it fast. But it is scary. Like when I watch it, I can watch and I'm like, it's gonna hurt so bad.
My last race I did was a mountain cross race, and there was, I think, 3 or 4 heats that I ran in that day, and I was the only one in my age category. I think I was 37 at the time or something like that, and so they put me in with the 18 to 20-year-old group.
Oh, that's awesome. I bet those dudes are rolling.
Oh my god, dude! The last heat, I was like, "Fuck it, man! I'm jockeying hard and getting position." Because you'd start out in the gate and you'd drop the gate, and you got about, I don't know, 50 to 75 yards before you hit the single track, and get bottle nosed in and everything. And so I'm like, man, I'm gonna fucking hit this shit. So jammed it out of the gate, and I guess you call it the whole shot or whatever. Fucking got up in there, and one kid got in front of me, and when he did, he came in, and then there was a jump right away. And when he cut in front of me, he didn't negotiate the jump right, and he fucking, and I went, and I was clipped in, and so I hit him, boom, 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 and then the other 2 guys fucking hit me. I was the last one to get up off the ground. I was like, I was like the last one to cross the finish line on that heat. I was just like, fuck this. It took me a while to heal up from that. I was like, man, I'm too old for this bullshit.
Dude, I remember the first time, like, I know y'all did, like, the first time I ever clipped in, and, like, it did for me. It might not take everyone who's more experienced, like, that much time. It took me a minute to, like, see how fast I could get out of there. So the first time I wrecked, I took my bike and I rode in the parking lot for a while with the clips, and I was like, okay, getting used to it. And I could kind of clip that in and then out of the next one pretty fast. Sometimes you don't have that much time to think about it. So I went to this little park. It's
when your body twists and fucking about to snap.
It's just next to Murfreesboro, and it's I forget what it's called. And it's just it looks like it was a pond bottom or something. It's just rolling rock, real soft, real rolling rock. And you kind of roll over it pretty fast, and it goes up, 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 and then it's down the rest of the way down, and it's shelf, shelf, shelf. And it's single tracks, it's narrow, and one of the shelves has a pretty good turn like this, and you really got to pitch like that. And I remember getting to it, and I hit the shelf, and I guess it had been dry enough that there was like gravel on top of it. So I felt the back tire sliding, and I unclipped one real fast. And the bike's still sliding, and this happens in like a second. Right. And I was like, I'm off.
Or less.
And I wasn't off. I was still attached, and the bike tipped like this, and I remember flying, and I felt this leg, and I was like, I'm going to break my knee right here. Because I could feel the weight of the bike still in this leg, so I held onto the handlebars. And when I landed, like the whole Rob Dyrdek Scorpion, the bike was back here, and I had the handlebars, so it couldn't get too far away and hurt my knee. And I landed face first, and was like, and I just laid there, and I was like, and my friend that was with me rode up and looked, and it was a chick. She was like, I'm not gonna lie, it was cool, but like, do we need a doctor? Or like, she's She was in one of my biology classes up there. She was like, "How bad is it? Do you feel whole?" Like I unclipped my other leg and got up and had like gravel all in my face. I was like, "Well, I guess we can. Let's take a break."
I like riding clipped in, especially like riding single track stuff, because it really does. It makes the bike an extension of your body.
Yeah, you can move
when
it.
you jump and stuff. You can really, you can manipulate it. You got more room in the cockpit and everything. I mean, you can just really make it work for you, and everything. But sometimes, like early on, especially with the brain injury, my like ADD symptoms, like that. I'd be riding in a new city or whatever, just kind of pedaling around on the bike trails, Denver or whatnot, and sitting there just riding around and be looking at something and come up to a stop sign, reading a sign, like, fuck. And at that point, it's too late. You can't unclip. I mean, you're falling.
I tipped over the first day I ever got on this in the parking lot. I was like, and I just stopped. I was like, these are pretty cool. I was like, never mind. Embarrassed.
Yeah. It's pretty cool when a chick waves at you and you're like, she's like, "Hey, beautiful day out, isn't it?" And you're like, "Yeah, it is. How are you?"
That's how you get them.
Start with that. Can you show this? Can you zoom in on this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It's a 2-inch duty belt, but it's fully wrapped. So you've got the 2 layers of the 2-inch dive belt webbing, scuba webbing. It's resin reinforced, super stiff. Like I think we could probably, we can stand on it. It's not even crushing.
That's pretty legit.
So, and that's the same webbing we make our 1.5 belts out of, also our EDCs and low profiles. Anyways, that one's fully wrapped. I made all of the, I'm using 175 hardware just because I thought the 1.5 looked kind of silly. So I had to make the 175 webbing also out of...
Is it 2 side by side?
Huh?
Okay, I was wondering what you made the webbing out of. That's cool.
I backed it just to cover the crease. I used a 5038 1-inch edge tape, binding tape.
That's cool.
Just to cover the seam. But that's that. I'm going to put some up for sale. I'll open the window for a day or two, let guys order them, and build them, and then we'll turn the orders off. So it'll be a very limited time. They will be expensive, just like the wrapped EDC belts were. I've got almost all of those built. I've got a few more I've still got to finish up. I'll probably build some of them today. So I might turn those on, and then also I'll turn on fully wrapped low profile belts if you guys are interested in ordering them. They're going to be expensive. You're gonna pay the price for me to sit down and build it. I'm the one that'll build them. But now's the opportunity for the few guys that want them to be able to have them and get them. And that's that. But it's a fully multi-cam wrap. We'll do them in Kryptek. We'll do contrasting thread. When we build it out of contrasting thread, I actually build the belt completely with match color thread, and then I go back and sew it all over again in the contrasting color thread. So the belt literally gets sewn twice, and you just can't you can't make it straight when you're doing the first assembly on it using the thread in there. So it'll cost quite a bit more to get the contrasting thread if you guys want it, but it'll be an option on there as well. But I'll probably turn that on later this morning and take some orders for a day on those. So be looking for it. By the time you see this video, they'll be up there. I'll probably leave it on for the day and then
wrapped low profile belt would be badass.
We made some. I've got one. They're nice. They're very nice. Wrapped low profile belt, wrapped EDC belt.
Mallory's got a wrapped.
Mallory has a real fucking awesome. She has only.
Yeah, she has. He said he made like 2 when he did it because he was just messing with it. It was a 175 cash print wrapped.
Yeah.
Without veering, and when I think we just happened upon them, and you were like, "Here, do you want this?" There's only 2 of these.
Out of here, guys.
Yeah, because the measurement wasn't the same or something, and you're like, "I'm not sure." So
when we take the 175 material and we wrap it, the material, the webbing becomes thicker, and it won't fit through a normal Cobra buckle. They make a Cobra buckle with a bigger slide adapter on the side to do it, but we can only get that buckle in black, and hers had a polished buckle on there, and it works, but it's very tight when you go to feed that through. And we just had a couple guys that are just being bitches complaining about it. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck you then. We're not gonna fucking.
She was my favorite belt, but now she wears it all the time.
This down here.
You can read it. He just said he fucked his order up, and I was just gonna skip that. You can read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't be scared.
Well, I didn't know because it was marked out.
Yeah, just read that piece out because we're gonna.
do this.
We're gonna push some business to her if she wants it.
Right
So
on.
rather than attach his name to it, just read. Dude ordered a belt. He didn't get the size that he needed. We're gonna swap the belt out for him. Is the gist of that. But read the other half.
Okay.
I just thought it was cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Okay, it says, my fiance has started her own
You know what fiance stands for?
channel.
In French, it's a direct
Puppet?
interpretation. No, the one I'm fucking now.
Other one.
That's what fiance means in French.
Nice. Started her own chandlery. Fancy ass word for candle making. And I was wanting to know if it would be okay for us to make a custom mandal. I like that. Because like I don't wear sandals, I wear mandals. Me and my kids and stuff.
No, you don't.
Did you put your hand in your puppet, or she just on the batteries off, or what?
No, I agree with her. She's right. It's pretty good.
Fuck you, Lance.
That's so awesome when you get double D. You reached out for a lifeline, you got cut
I
loose.
know, right? Fuck.
I hate when that happens.
I wear mandals, motherfuckers. Just like a gladiator. Alright. Custom mandal for you, Lance, and Pablo. If you have any specific scent you or the guys want, feel free to let me know. Want the smell of money? We can do that. Cut grass?
I want to know how you
Yep.
do the money smell.
I know.
That's pretty cool.
I think
I've seen
stripper,
candles.
you wring out stripper fucking bottoms and stuff and the sweat out.
No, that smells like meth. Smells.
For pee and shit.
I've seen candles where they took $100 bills and shredded them, and
That's
then
really cool.
poured them into the candles, wherever they're selling like bags of
But
shredded.
does, it,
Sure
but does it
would,
really
right?
smell like money? Or does it smell like burning paper?
Money changes every couple of years.
It's not really paper, Colin.
It's true.
There's a
Sam-
documentary on PBS.
Yeah, it's
Pretty much.
linen and all
Yeah.
kinds of shit.
But that would be cool if like, you could have an actual, it smells like you held a bunch of fresh bills under your nose smell.
Mhm.
But I can just walk in the back and smell that any day. I mean, that's what I use for air fresheners in all my cars.
I knew the toilet paper roll looked a little funny whenever Benjamin was on the front.
Right?
I've seen those too. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
They make toilet paper actually out of shredded money pulp. I've seen that.
So want the smell of money? We can do that. Cut grass? Yep. Bacon or cigars and cognac?
I like
Fuck,
the cigar cognac. I've
yeah.
got some of those.
What about waffles? What about Belgian waffles?
Well, they're asking what you guys want, so.
Oh,
I guess
Fuck,
call
we
them
can
off
even
the
do the smell of Republican. With your permission, I'd like to make a few and send them your way. That way you can have something to cover up all those protein farts in the office. Stay legit.
I did walk back there. It fucking stunk back there. When you, I don't know which one of you guys.
It wasn't
was.
me.
Wasn't me.
That was Cody. Cody was the one.
That shit fucking lingered.
What, yesterday or what?
Yeah, it smelled like ass when I walked in the building this morning. Yeah, I'd like some candles. That'd be fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
I like the cigar cognac. I'd like to smell the cut grass. Send them over. We'll burn them and talk about them and send some business. I don't know how much capacity you have or how much business you guys want. Also, is there a website or anything on there?
No, I didn't see anything.
Anytime you send us some shit like this, send us a link to your website or your Facebook page too.
Yeah, because we can put it in description.
And yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, man.
Yeah, just send me some novelty ones because I'll give them to like my dad and myself and my wife. Wife. That's pretty cool to say. She's not my fiance anymore.
You should send them some.
I want one.
You should send them some semen ones. And some
Not that novelty.
sweaty ball sack, fucking dirty sock.
That's not the novelty I was going for.
I want one that smells like carnage and a train wreck to remind me of my ex, and I want to call it hate and discontent.
All you gotta do is put some flesh in there so whenever it burns, there'll be a smell of burning flesh.
We know some train guys that deal with train wrecks all the time.
That's
They could
true.
probably harvest that smell.
There you go.
All you need is real body
All right.
parts.
Thank you. All right, this is from Jared. Says, subject is... You all right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
The show just got real.
That motherfucker's bent.
At least it still gets hot.
No? No?
Did Amanda try to kick
We're
it?
gonna need a new one.
Way to go.
Lance.
I just wanted to put way to go. I didn't know which way direction it would go.
We can't, there's no fucking egg whites left in Camden Walmart. They're not getting any more
We
apparently.
need to get our chickens to start laying egg whites.
So we're using whole eggs. I ran out of fucking coconut oil.
Oh, in the little bottles?
Oh, yeah. Could use the other one.
They quit carrying that too?
No. Probably if they find out we need it.
Yeah, John's here. Take that off the shelves. We'll put it back when we release.
Now I'm to the point, like, I've been to Walmart maybe like Amanda goes to Walmart frequently, but I went to Walmart maybe 3 times in the last 4 months, and I'm almost to the point, like, Walmart has gone to the checkerless system.
Mm-hmm.
There's aisles, and they're funneling you into that. We were at Walmart in Jackson, which is a much bigger city than us, and we were there about 8:15, and they had 2 lines open with actual people there.
The rest were all the
and they were backed up into the clothing aisles,
mm-hmm.
and the rest of it's that checkerless shit. But I always fucking have shit that goes beep, 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 and you have to get somebody spray paint,
mm-hmm.
fucking BBs, fucking
Yeah.
rated R DVDs, anything in there, and that fucking, they want you to put that shit in the bag, and oftentimes I'm buying shit that won't go in the fucking bag. Like, it's always been a problem.
It's a pain in the ass.
So I'm almost to the point I can buy 90% of the shit I buy at Walmart, I can buy on Amazon and have it here the next day, and have it here with free shipping, and oftentimes get it for less money. Like, I'm about, like, I understand why they're doing it. They don't want to deal with fucking having to pay the people, and pay all the taxes and pay all the fucking bullshit that come. I understand the employee problems, but I don't think I'm going to go to fucking places where I cannot fucking deal with a person. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why they're doing it. I have the same frustrations.
Remember when you used to call someplace for service or whatever instead of an automated fucking loop?
Yeah.
Or whatever, and you could actually...
It is different, and that's the thing is, like, Publix and stuff like that will probably not ever do that because they want you to have to deal with the people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost like getting a custom shopping experience because you actually deal with the person as opposed to just going through and having to manually do everything yourself.
Right.
Because it'd be like if you went to a restaurant and you had to wait on yourself. Well, you ain't got a tip, but you also had to fix your own
Look
food.
at fucking Chili's and
They're
stuff.
doing that now.
They've got
Chili's.
the little iPad type, the little tablets there,
Mm-hmm.
and you order your drinks and your food and everything right there, and somebody fucking brings it out to you.
Spirko was talking about that. That technology's been in place for fucking 5-6 years
And
now.
I hate to
McDonald's
say-
is moving to it.
Yeah,
All of your fast food, because get a motherfucker to show up to work. Go to any fast food place and walk. I haven't been to a fast food place in fucking forever. Walk into a fast food place 5 days in a row. See if you see any of the same people.
Well, you know what's interesting about that, because I notice when I have my kids with me, you know, we go into fast food places or whatever, the employee range in there, you know, it used to be a teenager job.
Yeah.
Or whatever, kids in high school and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
there is no fucking entry. Like working at a fast food restaurant is not a career. That is a place you go and kids got a job to learn how to work at a real job and learn work ethic. Those jobs are gone. There is no more fucking entry level fucking kid job anymore.
No, you got these, well, seniors and stuff that are, you know, should be or near retirement or whatever, can't make a way, and they're going there and trying to get some hours in and stuff. It's
We had a dude come
workforce
in.
has changed a lot.
We had a guy in the last 6 months come in here, said he worked at McDonald's for 3 years, and they wouldn't give him a raise. And that should have been the first red flag. But he said all the right shit. He said enough things in the right direction to get me to fucking give him to Pablo, and he told Pablo enough bullshit that we fucking hired him. And he did a good job to start with, but within a month or two, man, fucking, we saw why McDonald's hadn't given him a fucking raise in 3 years, and he no longer works here. But that's that fucking work ethic, man.
Yeah, I was just about to say, that takes you back to that thing I found, you know, you can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. Like, I really had, like, my dad always talked about it when I was growing up. He always pushed me really hard to work. But I've seen it more and more as I guess, you know, that I'm an adult now. Like, people don't take pride in the work they produce, because the work you produce, no matter what your job is, I've worked all types of jobs. I've mowed yards, I've mulched, I've done all kinds of stuff, but whatever work you produce is a reflection of, like, your actual person, and it's not just for that person to see, but it's for you to see too. And if you keep the bar really low and you never expect much of yourself, you'll never amount to anything.
Right.
And Dad always said stuff like that, but I didn't get it until now. And because I always set the bar really high, I worked 50 hours a week going into my shows in 09. I worked until the point, because I was at around 5% body fat working, and I was mowing yards, working for the company, and then I worked and mowed yards separately too all summer until I shut my immune system down and I broke out in shingles for a few days right before my show, because, like, I still had stuff to do. I still had bills to pay and stuff like competing and stuff like that was like a side fun thing, but like
there's not a lot of dudes making money in bodybuilding.
No, but it was like it didn't matter what I was doing on the side because the work still had to be done, and like it didn't mean I get to go in and half-ass it because I felt bad. But I do see that a lot, and I can see why people are trying to cut out a lot of their worker employee stuff because a person is going to self-check themselves as best they can because they're spending the money and they want to get in and out. Whereas a worker who doesn't really want to do it might slack ass and not check something, and then you lose money. You've got shrinkage in the company, and then he does something wrong and reads the wrong thing. Your inventory is off, so like I can see it.
You can see it here. I mean, we just cut. We cut out 20% of our people probably in the last 2 months. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Over bullshit. Like it started with dudes. Like we had people that were just always fucking calling in sick Monday, so they had a 3-day weekend, and they always had something. When you started looking at it, and I started noticing it was the same people, and I said, pull these time cards out and let's look at their checks. And they go, there's always something on Thursday and Friday. They were always fucking late on Monday, and you can progressively watch their hours literally go down over a 6 to 8 week period. Every week, less and less hours. So when they called in Monday, I said, you no longer work here. We're not going to employ you any longer. That's it. So then we had the same thing happen with the next one. And you said, look, we just fired 2 people for this. Don't be one of these people. Like, now is not the time to fucking test this. Don't be fucking... Friday and Monday are not days that you cannot just come to work. I am always here. You have seen me here. If I can be here to fucking do my job so that you're able to get paid, you can be here to do your job if you want a job. Because we got people walking in here all the time. So we took all the fucking stragglers and cut that down. We fucking cut all the fat out of here. And what's happened?
We've been rolling.
We have more fucking work coming up here, more finished product every day coming up here than we can put away. It used to be fucking Colin would come out of shipping, Cody'd come home from school, fucking Mongo would be back here, they'd be putting product away and fucking finishing orders. We got orders that aren't we can't finish the orders and pack them all. All the finished product from the day, we cannot put it in boxes and get it in that room to ship before it's time to go home.
And even just belts, like it's impressive. Like the ladies that do the belts, I've seen so many belts this week, which I think that's awesome because it's one of our flagship products. Like we've been rolling out belts hundreds a day, hundreds a day.
We have ladies making hundreds.
Yeah, individuals.
102, 110, 103 in one day.
And honestly, that's the pride.
Well, I'm gonna show you boxes because we had.
I'll show you what I can do. Like that's.
We couldn't get enough. We're having to order we can't get enough boxes from the post office at one time. We're having to order boxes 3 times a week. You can only order 20 packages of boxes per size at a time. We're having to order. We're to the point where we're about to have to order them every single day to have enough boxes. And the post office isn't. Like, they just don't care. They don't have them. They don't carry them. You have to order them. Sometimes they come within 5 days. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks to get your boxes. So we're stockpiling up a bunch of boxes. We're going to keep them up at the other building out of the way, just so that when we run out here, we can go get them if we can't get them through the mail.
We got an inventory of boxes. We have an inventory to ship our inventory.
You have to. But that's just that work ethic. And that's sad, but the fact is, and they won't tell you this, but within a business, you have 20, 30% of the people doing over 50, 60, 70% of the work. That's how it is everywhere. That's how it is everywhere there is.
Well, the 20-80 principle, yeah. Definitely. Well, like you were saying too on the work ethic stuff. If you guys don't even have goals and challenging yourself daily, or some little goal, even not if it work, but something where you're bettering yourself and moving on, unfuck yourself and get one. I mean,
was it like Cat Williams said? He said, "If you talking with bitches that's doing the same thing they was doing 10 years ago, bitch, I ain't got time for you. I gotta be doing something better and better and better." But it should be that way because that's pride. That's just what it is.
Yeah, because if you're not moving forward, you're fucking getting left behind because there is no standing still.
No.
It all keeps moving.
Every second you ever waste is when you'll never ever get back, and it's that way with every opportunity, man. Like
And if you do that at work, it'll carry through the rest of your life. It'll happen everywhere.
Yeah, you'll unconsciously or subconsciously train yourself to not be successful. I watch enough of those success videos on YouTube. You want to watch those motivational videos. They will say some cool stuff that it'll stick with you if you watch them enough, and they make sense because you can learn from other people's mistakes, and you don't have to make them. It cuts your learning curve.
Yep. Education's expensive, but that's a cheap way to get it through somebody else. Or
Hell yeah. Yeah. Life's expensive. Life takes time, but if you can learn from someone else's, you don't have to do it.
You don't want to light yourself on fire, see what happens. There's fucking plenty. You know
There's videos of that shit.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, just like JC said, my boy Jesus. You know, the whole build a man a fire, he stays warm for a night, and set him on fire, he'd be warm for the rest of his life.
It's true.
Where do you say that?
Well, his name's really Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Gomez. My boy JG. Jesus Gomez.
I didn't mean biblical Jesus. I meant this Mexican that I met one time that I worked with whenever I mowed yards. It was a parable by JG, not JC. Don't get them confused. They're not the same.
Jesus Gomez, the lawn ranger.
Turn that shit off. We got shit to do.
The lawn.
Shit to do today.